interesting. You said something very powerful, right? And especially for stronger personality, men, women who type A, if you've done a disc profile, higher D, right? The alpha male competitor, right? Like what makes us successful is we don't need people, right? No one told me how to start a coaching practice. I just figured it out. No one told you how to do stuff, right? No one told Elon Musk how to become one of the richest people in the freaking world when you have nothing, right? But that's what makes us great. But understand this, every asset can be a liability, right? So just because we can do stuff on our own doesn't always mean we should. That's like one, like at 57, I'll be 57 next week. At 57, that's like one of the big things I learned because I have a lot of ego at times. I have a lot of pride at times, conviction at times. Just because I can doesn't mean I should. And that gives me that pause so I don't go on autopilot, right? And I get to evaluate. So yeah, there's people out there saying, oh, I can do it on my own. You can absolutely do it. You don't need me, right? But if you want to get there faster, sooner, easier, less collateral damage, less time, right? Yeah, then you got to call me, right? Because if you look at everything in life, right? And if I polled 1,000 Americans, what's most important right now, especially today's world, you'll get so much stuff. And I'm not saying that's not important, right? Regardless of what you believe in this and that, your beliefs are your beliefs, right? I honor that. But the biggest thing is time, right? Time. That's what we take for granted because doing it our way or trying to reinvent a wheel, right? All that does, we have to pay for that on convenience, like the convenience of that with the currency called time. Like if you went out and you bought a high definition TV, right, for the Super Bowl game, you have two ways of buying that. You can pay cash, and whatever that price that TV just say is $2,000, it's going to cost you nothing more. But you could also put it on a credit card. Make it easier for yourself and pay the minimum, right, over 5-6 years, and you're going to end up paying over $3,000, $3,200, something like that with interest charge, right? That's what we do. We don't realize the currency of time. Now, you can come to my seminar and think it sucks and make that money back, but you can't get back time, right? Because regardless of what you believe, afterlife, heaven, hell, all that, right? As Steve Jobs says, even those who believe in heaven don't want to die to get there. You know what I mean? Like, how do we maximize this time here on Earth? Well, to do that, we have to realize our most valuable commodity is time. It's time. So that we're able to do the thing that brings us the most joy and fulfillment. That's like the battle. From the stuff we got to do, right, to the stuff that gives us more fulfillment and joy. And hopefully as we get older, the stuff we have to do becomes smaller and we get more time doing the stuff that fulfills us, the sustainable food, not the junk food that fills us for the moment, but then we're hungry half hour later. I'm talking about the good nutrients, right? So to do that, we have to respect and honor time like never before, because I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how many houses. I don't care what political office. You can't take any of that with you.
Yep. Amen, brother.
And there's no guarantees.
Yep. You're right about that. Well, Joe, thank you so much for coming on again. His website is in the description, in the comments on each of the platforms is the consult that you can click on and schedule with Joe. If you're wanting a change, if you desire a change, if you feel like you're stuck and you just need that little oomph to get to that next level of your life, just give him a call. Give him a call, have this conversation. You never know what we say over and over again. You never know what that conversation will bring and the millions of lives that you may change because of that conversation. You are that powerful. That's for sure. Joe, we will see you next week at 10 a.m., brother.
can I offer one quick suggestion,
Yes,
everybody?
please.
Because I'm sure, I know your group loves you, and they should love you because you are such an amazing person, and you offer so much wealth of knowledge and information and heart and caring. And I can tell you, so many of the clients that you refer to me, most of them are still with me.
Yep.
I think it was you or one of your doctors referred a woman. I coached her. I started coaching. I'm still coaching her. I started coaching her son when he was 14. Now he's 18.
Yep.
And now he's right for this 18-year-old kid. Know what he's doing? Right? He's taking classes in college like business and psychology. No degree, auditing. He's getting in real estate and he's investing. Every day he's investing. 18 years old. And now because the grandfather saw so much progress with his daughter-in-law and his grandson, he's like, I need to talk to Joe too. So think about what you've done here. You've helped to impact a whole family.
Yeah.
Whole family. That's a generational impact, right? So, if anybody out there, since we're going to do a couple more here, if they have a question, right? Email you, message you, love to kind of get some questions from the people, if you don't mind me soliciting that, some questions so we can pinpoint our conversations even more accurately.
Yeah, I would love that. So if anyone has a comment that you would like Joe and I to talk about, or a subject or a question about anything, maybe it's a struggle in your life and what you're doing, throw that in the comment section. We'll get to it. And then we will, spearhead the interview next week and really try to help a lot of people, because Joe knows this more than anyone. A lot of people, they all have the same damn problem.
Well, at the end of the day, yeah, if you boil down the circumstance, everything what I would call in the emotion, the experience, and you just break it down to nuts and bolts, it's the same thing, right? Like self-worth issues, or everyone has it. Like real quick, right? I did a grassroots conference in Northern California. I was a host of it. TED Talk. Think TED Talk with bales of hay. We had the surgeon, the number one gastroenterologist in the world. He was the president of the world body. He was friends with the promoter's father. And he's the guy that diagnosed and operated on Steve freaking Jobs.
Wow.
And he became president for one reason, started an initiative to train doctors in Africa for these life-saving procedures. And his whole goal was he didn't even want to be a part of it. He just thought the group should be doing more, and he wanted to be president to set it up. So he came to this conference to talk to 50 people on bales of hay. And he was literally, him and his girl with the suitcases, walking to their car. And the father came and got me and said, you guys stop the doctor, he's leaving. I'm like, why? He goes, he's scared. Why is he scared? He flies on Lear jets, 5-star hotels, talks procedures for thousands. He said, but this is his intimates. This is his baby. And I had to coach him for a day and a half. I mean, his hands were inside Steve Jobs. He's one of the most respected people in the world for what he does. And he was still feeling not enough. And the guy was a brilliant soul. He invited me to eat with him at every meal. And I got to know him and his partner. And they're just wonderful people. And it taught me a valuable lesson. If the best can have insecurities, then we all have insecurities. The question is, how do we handle them? How do we coach ourselves? How do we interface with them? That's really the gold of the gold, because I always say this, Garrett, problems are a sign of life, right? The only people who don't have problems are the cemetery, or at least no earthly problems. So they're like a box of tissues. I don't care whatever's sticking out. You take that out, there's going to be another problem. Yeah. And sometimes a couple tissues come out. You get multiple problems. So the most valuable thing in life is learning how to deal with the problems of life, right? How to take back control of our lives by being better coaches and stop relying on everyone else to tell us what to do. Not to give us insight, but, looking external for what I should do.
Awesome. Well, guess what? We get 2 more interviews with this guy, and I'm fired up for this month. This is going to be one of my favorite months. The mentally stuff is, I just really love challenging myself, and I love challenging other people to get stronger mentally. So Joe, thank you so much for coming on, brother.
Thank you. I can't wait to do more, and always good to just chat with you, my brother. I
You got
appreciate
it,
it.
man. I love you, brother.
All right, I love you too.
All right, man.